Welcome to the most deleted, shadow banned, demonetized, censored, and trolled channel on social media. Recipient of the Patriot Warrior Purple Q Award. Hello, this is Dave from Net4Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. It is September 11th, 2025, and the time now is 1800 hours Eastern Time here in beautiful southern North Carolina. First of all, we should be talking about September 11th, but there were a few high-profile murders that happened in the last week that everybody got distracted on. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but perhaps it's the plan of the deep state, because the expose on 9/11, which was an inside job without a shadow of a doubt and to a moral certainty, needs to be exposed. But for now, I have to extend my condolences and my prayers to the family of Charlie Kirk, who I didn't follow that closely, but I knew who he was, and I admired his style. He was murdered simply because of his exercise of his freedom of speech in a unique and absolutely thrilling way, as far as I'm concerned. And now that I have my quadruple latte and my cigarettes here, I'm going to expose another bullshit story. I believe it's a bullshit story. The FBI has released photos of a suspected shooter. Now, I want you to look at these photos real close. And my suspicions are going to become obvious when you read the narrative. In fact, to prove to you that I am totally unbiased on this analysis, I asked Copilot to fetch me these photos off the internet. Microsoft's Copilot. And I will have a synopsis of the conversation I had with Microsoft's Copilot. And if I can, I've never tried it, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I'm going to start that conversation from the beginning and have it read it to you out loud. And you'll be amazed at what this thing can do. But in any event, I want you to take a look at these photos, and I'm going to blow it up so you can see the faces. But I want you to analyze these photos in the context of the FBI's narrative. And you tell me whether you see something wrong with these photos, and I will reveal that to you, what I see or don't see, at the end of this video. But I think there's a bullshit story in the works here. Watch this. The caption reads, "The FBI has released images of a person of interest in connection with the fatal shooting of Charles Kirk at the Utah Valley University. The suspect appears to be of college age and was captured on surveillance wearing dark clothing, sunglasses, and a hat. These photos are part of an ongoing manhunt, and authorities have asked the public for help identifying the individual. Now I want you to take a look at these photos very closely. This is supposed to be surveillance video. And you can see in the left photo that he is walking upstairs. He is walking into something up the stairs. All right? Now, I don't know who the person is on the right, whether that's supposed to be him or not. I have no clue. But I want you to look at these photos. Look at the faces of these photos and tell me if they look the same or not. You tell me. I see something very contradictory in these photos compared to the FBI narrative around this shooting, which you will hear in a moment. Here's the full breakdown of the Charlie Kirk shooting investigation as of now. Timeline of events. 11:52 a.m. Suspect arrives on Utah Valley University campus, blending in with the crowd. 12 p.m. Charlie Kirk begins speaking at his Prove Me Wrong table event. 12:20 to 12:23 p.m. A single shot is fired from a rooftop. Kirk is struck in the neck and is rushed to the hospital. 12:42 p.m. UVU issues an alert. Initial reports claim a suspect is in custody, later retracted. 12:40 p.m. President Trump confirms Kirk's death on Truth Social. Suspect details. Described as college-aged, wearing dark clothing, sunglasses, and a ball cap. Surveillance shows him moving through stairwells and onto a rooftop, then fleeing into a nearby neighborhood. FBI released images of this person of interest and offered a $100,000 reward for information leading to his capture. Weapon recovered. Investigators found a Mauser .30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel in a wooded area near the University of Utah. A spent cartridge was still in the chamber, and the forensic teams are analyzing shoe prints, palm prints, and forearm prints. Shooting specifics. The shot was fired from roughly 150 yards away, well within the range for a basic marksman. Authorities believe the shooter had knowledge of the campus layout and may have planned the attack in advance. This is being treated as a targeted political assassination, and the investigation is still active. Did you see or not see the inconsistency? I hope you caught the inconsistency. In fact, there's several inconsistencies in these photos. What you're looking at right now is a blow-up of the photo that was provided by the FBI of the alleged suspect. You will notice right off the top that the photo angle, if it's a closed-circuit TV camera, is way off. Normally, closed-circuit TV cameras like the ones I have in the house here are mounted near the ceiling where it's harder to reach. I mean, it's not that you can't reach them, it's just that it's harder to reach to mess with them. This photo angle looks like it was taken by a camera mounted in the wall, or by somebody standing at the top of the landing with a cell phone. Second, you will see that he is walking up the stairs. If you're shooting a photograph of somebody face on and he's walking, you will see where the arrow is pointing that there is a stair there covering part of his shoe, which means it's a very low angle. If it was up on the ceiling, you would probably see his whole shoe, or most of it anyway. The most glaring inconsistency between these photos and the narrative is where's the weapon? Obviously, in this photo, he is walking up the stairs and presumably into the building to go up to the roof. Where's the weapon? Well, you might say, oh, he put the weapon there a couple of days before and retrieved it later. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But how do you know that from this photo? How do you know that this guy's a shooter from this photo? He's not carrying a weapon. Okay, he's not carrying a weapon. And if you got any photos of him going down the stairs, he had to carry the weapon with him because they found it out in the woods. So this whole shit doesn't make sense. I mean, whoever constructed this narrative has less fucking brain cells together than the assholes who constructed the 9/11 bullshit story. And I don't think we can pick up on this. The news ain't going to ask any questions. The mainstream media is not going to ask any questions. This whole shit is bullshit from day one. This was an assassination planned by the deep state. The guy who was a shooter, he was a professional. Because he got away. The asshole in Butler, Pennsylvania that tried to kill President Trump. First of all, I don't think that Thomas Crooks was the guy. Okay? That's neither here nor there. And I want to know, since when does the FBI play Serve Pro and wash blood off the ceiling? If someday, tomorrow, God forbid, somebody comes into your house and shoots somebody and there's blood stains on the wall, you think the cops are going to sit there with a fucking sponge and clean the fucking thing up? No, that's up to you to do. Either you do it or you hire somebody else to do it. This picture here is total bullshit. Total bullshit. Whoever the fuck this guy is, they'll never find him. They'll never find him. But I tell you one thing. Charlie Kirk, there's a million of us now. There's a million of us now. You're not going to stop us. And if you want a civil war, we'll make short work of you. In 2 days, you're done. Thank you very much. Logical analysis. He had the rifle on the roof, sniper position. He had the rifle to dispose of in the woods. Surely he had to carry it in and out. So if this is the suspect in the building, where is the rifle in the CCTV photos? Not only is the weapon missing, the view of the surveillance camera is wrong. CCTV cameras are normally mounted close to the ceiling where they are difficult to reach. These photos look like they were taken by a camera mounted on the wall at eye level or taken by someone standing at the top of a stairway landing. Also, there is no date or timestamp on the alleged surveillance photos, presumably stills captured from CCTV video. A CCTV system without a timestamp is useless for a security system. For all we know, these photos could have been generated by ChatGPT from composites, which means this is not a real person. As I was compiling this video, I checked all my feeds and sources, and there are no new developments and no information that was not known as of 2100 hours Eastern Time. The video I had planned to do for 9/11 will have to be scheduled for another day. We must all resolve to do whatever it is within our power to end the deep state once and forever. The danger with the use of circumstantial evidence is that of logical gaps, subjective inferential links of low probability or insufficient degree. From the case People versus Klieg. A lie is a second postulate designed to mask a primary postulate, statement, or condition which is permitted to remain. The workability of a postulate is established by the degree to which it explains existing phenomena which is already known. by the degree that it predicts new phenomena which, when looked for, will be found to exist, and by the degree that it does not require that phenomena which do not exist in fact be called into existence for its explanation. Do not use your own standards, morals, or values to decide whether or not these things are possible for a human being, or the mere apparency of a human being to do. The unbelievability of a crime has been historically used to commit the most heinous atrocities ever conceived by the minds of demons, and to openly commit those crimes and atrocities right under the nose and in the face of an unbelieving public. Evil doesn't need a reason. All it requires is opportunity. If you believe this FBI mainstream media narrative, then I have a saying for you. If sparrows had banjos in their asses, there would be music in the air. This is Dave from Net4Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. Thank you for listening. Ever since the Great Awakening, thousands of content creators like myself have been burning the midnight oil well into the wee hours of the morning, and millions of us who are awake are not getting enough sleep. Everyone knows that a good night's sleep is essential for efficient functioning of the cognitive processes that enable a person to discern truth from fiction and deep state-induced woke dementia. Well, years before I was asked to be an advertiser for MyPillow, I have been using their products. The first product I used was, of course, the pillows. I was impressed with the comfort, and I was able to fall off to sleep almost immediately rather than having to fight a bag of foam and trying to get comfortable. The pillowcases and Giza sheets are absolutely the bee's knees, and I have sets for the 2 beds I have in my home. Another thing is their body pillow. I suffer from a lumbar spine injury that is exacerbated by my preference to sleep on my side. Having the body pillow to roll onto alleviates the pressure and mitigates the discomfort, allowing me to fall asleep quickly. Mike Lindell, a great American patriot, has an entire line of quality products that everyone should try. Once you sleep with the pillows and sheets, you'll throw the ones you have in the garbage or donate them to Goodwill. If you go to www.mypillow.com, there is a link in the description. As a viewer and subscriber to this channel, you can buy anything in the store for 66% off. That's 1/3 of the retail price. Just fill your shopping cart and use promo code N4T at the checkout. Take it from me, folks, I've been using Mike Lindell's products since 2015. There is nothing like them on the market, and I say this with 71 years of sleeping experience. Don't forget, use promo code N4T at checkout.